Hey everyone, my name is Kehlani Jones and today I'm going to be teaching you forearm passing. So for this you want to make sure that you move towards the ball, and by this you just want to make sure that your hands look like this and that you're moving towards the ball so your arms are kind of directing you and where to go. And you also want to make sure for your ready position that your eyes are on the target, your knees are bent, feet shoulder width apart, and you want to make sure that one foot is in front of the other, meaning that they're not together. And you also want to make sure your hands are together and your arms are parallel to your thigh. So it looks something similar to like this. See, my knees are bent, arms are out, so it looks something like that. And then the next part is the action part. And this you want to make sure that you extend to hit, meaning that you extend your arms to hit. You want to wait until the ball is about middle to low level. So not too high. You're not hitting it right here and looking like that. You want to make sure it's kind of a little bit lower. And then you also want to make sure that the ball comes in contact with the lower half of your forearm. So this part, making sure it's not the bicep area. And then you also want to make sure that when the ball contacts the arm, it should be below shoulder level. Kind of how I was saying before. And make sure that you're not contacting the ball up here, that it's something similar to like this. And then you also want to make sure that your legs extend as the ball is in contact, and that's a good way to generate power. So it looks something like this. See how I'm kind of like bouncing up? That's kind of what you want to do in order to get the most amount of power possible. And then the last part is following through. You want to make sure that your hands remain joined together. So like this, together. And you also want to make sure that your arms do not go past your shoulder level. So making sure that your arms don't go like this. You want to make sure they kind of stay like here. So something like that. And that is how to do forearm passing. Overhand volleying. This is a perfect thing that is used during volleyball, and a lot of volleyball players use it, any level, any skill, because this is how setters set the ball and all that good stuff. So the first, you're going to start with moving towards the ball. You want to make sure that you move and make sure that that you are under the ball. So this will not work if you're like the ball's back here and you're up here. So what you want to do is make sure that the ball is coming towards you in a position where you are under it. The next part is a ready position. And this, you want to make sure that your feet are shoulder width apart, knees are bent, and you want to make sure that your head is back. Not back like this, but it would look something like this. And after this is the action part. And this, you want to make sure that your hands are in front of you with your index fingers and thumbs in a window. So kind of what that means is like this. So it would look like this. And then you also want to make sure that you extend to hit the ball. By this, you want to make sure that you have contact to the lower back of the ball, and you want to make sure that the contact is with your thumbs and your fingers. So just make sure it's with this and not with like the palms of your hands or anything. And then you also want to extend your arms and legs for force, making sure that we get the most force as possible. So like this. And then you also want to make sure that your wrists snap at contact. So something like this. And then the last part is a follow through part. And notice you want to make sure that your palms are facing away from each other. You want to make sure that your thumbs are pointed towards your target. And you also want to make sure that your arms and legs are extended. So once again, this would look something like this. And that is how you do overhead volleying.